he wouldn't. But if he thinks that, then he should have no problem standing on a debate stage with me.
And she says the race isn't over. U.S. airstrikes target Iran-backed militias in Iraq, suspected of launching attacks on American troops.
Iraq branding these aggressive actions that will lead to irresponsible escalation, adding they undermine years of cooperation between the two countries. U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria have been attacked more than 150 times since the war between Israel and Hamas began.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk.
Well, this is hump day, right?
Halfway.
Halfway
Halfway.
there. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Lee Barrows.
And this is Live and Local Real Talk here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME. Also, you can listen to us worldwide, WSME971.com. So, it is a Wednesday, and a whole bunch of stuff is going on. I guess it's the second round of the 2024 presidential race. Right? We had Iowa, the caucus, which is weird. I still don't understand it.
This was a primary last night.
And this was a primary last night. New Hampshire. They have the first primary of the year. Joe Biden would not participate, but he won.
Well,
with 3 write-in votes or something?
That's all you
whatever.
need.
But anyway, because he wants to be in South Carolina first, and South Carolina does not have the first primary. New Hampshire does by tradition.
Right.
South Carolina's next week, or week after, whenever. It's sometime soon. So that's the first one that Mr. Biden will be in. It'll be interesting to see what the turnout is for Mr. Biden.
Well, they were estimating a record turnout in New Hampshire last night, but didn't get it.
No, they didn't get
No.
it. And some of the reason for that is, of course, Donald Trump.
Right.
He's on the ballot.
That's right.
He won, over Haley, of course. No one projected anything differently,
Right.
but he won.
I think
But
they
what
were
does it mean?
expecting more of a blowout, which didn't happen.
Mhm.
But I was talking to you earlier that I was watching, and I watched different news media outlets last night on it.
Mhm.
And in a lot of the interviews that they were doing, they did. I saw several interviews with people where they said they were actually Democrats, but they had changed their party affiliation to
Of
Republican.
course, there was no
in
Democrat.
advance.
There was no Democratic primary.
But they said they wanted to vote for Nikki Haley,
Uh-huh.
so that would be less votes for Trump. And I thought, that's genius. I didn't think about that.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No. But see, now, they can switch back to Democrat now or just stay a Republican, because when you go into the general
It
election,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What your party affiliation
It
is.
would be interesting to see what happens.
There's a lot of interesting stories coming out of there last night.
Mm.
And they actually had a camera on at the main place to go vote. They had cameras on, and you could actually watch them empty the ballots out of the ballot boxes. And I mean, we're having people check it. I think they were just making sure that there was no room for anyone to accuse them of harvesting ballots, etc.
So anyway, he defeated her. I don't even know what the difference was. What her total?
Last I saw, it was
percentage?
like 54 to.
Oh, I see, 52.4 to 46.6. So
There
he
you
did
go.
not trounce her.
No, he did not
Mm-mm,
at
no.
all.
It wasn't the blowout, as you say.
Election
Like
analysts were predicting a blowout.
Yeah.
But
They didn't get it. And
70 or 80% is what I would have
yes.
what I would have expected.
Well, I was expecting like him a little higher and her a little lower,
Yeah.
but it was right in that range where I think most people, because I was watching some that were taking polls, and most people were predicting just that. So,
Well, I
That's
think this is
interesting.
also indicative of in a general election where no matter what affiliation you are, you can vote.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he better be worried.
Well, he
if
should
she
be
can
worried.
manage-
Well, Republicans could be voting for Democrats.
Well,
yeah.
I don't
Or-
see it happening.
I don't see her getting the nomination.
Yeah.
No,
Unless
she's
something
not.
happens, if he
Yeah.
gets
If he gets
convicted.
indicted.
Yeah.
Well, there were several polls out yesterday, and I don't put a lot of faith into polls because anybody can do a poll.
Especially when they're close.
That's right.
And
But
it depends upon who writes the question.
saying that the people of South Carolina were polling for Trump over her.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, that'll be an interesting.
Well, the governor of South Carolina has already endorsed Trump.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll see.
And you've got Tim Scott endorsing Trump
Yes.
from Georgia. And, so that's going to have a lot of impact. Trust me,
Yes.
it's in the South.
Yes. And Tim's from South Carolina too. So
Well, I think some of them endorse because a lot of them are clamoring for that VP position.
Of course they are,
Yeah.
Well,
including
lot-
Tim Scott.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and exactly that. And Trump's been hinting at Tim Scott. He's been hinting at Vivek, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He'd probably choose none of the above. Surprise.
Yeah, if Nikki Haley bails out after a couple more primaries.
Right. I think if she does, it'll be after the South Carolina primary. She does not do well there.
If she doesn't do well there, then
In her own state, right.
she knows she's one and done.
Mhm.
But would he first of all offer, and then would she accept a VP nomination?
I don't think he'll offer, and I think it's because she's a female, and I think he has a problem with working with women. And
Well,
that's
look
my
at it this
opinion.
way too. Biden has a female. So what better way to counteract that than have a female
Oh, I agree
VP
100%.
for Trump?
I agree.
So
I don't
and
Who's a
think,
lot-
she is fierce.
Who's a lot stronger than
Yes,
Kamala
yes.
Harris.
but Trump is so you gotta understand the personality dynamics. Trump is so egotistical. People like that
No.
have difficulty with, especially with strong women.
Mhm.
So it's you.
So why did he appoint her?
Ambassador.
Well, ambassador is just an ambassador. It ain't, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, but
not
I
a
mean,
daily.
he did. It was a
Yeah,
major because she opposed him. She worked against him.
I know.
Well, I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone didn't help. That was one of the few times he actually listened to somebody other than his own voice in his head,
Mm.
and because putting her ambassador was a smart move.
Oh, it was a great move.
Well, it's obvious it's going to come down to Trump versus Biden again. So third year in a row.
Yep. Third go round. Here we go again.
Mhm. Yeah, third go around, right. It's just going to be interesting to see who he picks as his VP. I have a feeling he's going to pick somebody in a minority status.
Well, Tim Scott's there.
Yes,
Ramaswamy's there.
that's right. And Nikki's a female.
Third one.
Yes.
Why? There are more.
There's more women in Onslow
Well, we
County
get-
than men. Did you know that?
No.
Registered voters, anyway.
With our federal grant stuff, under the minority category, women is
Yeah, I
listed.
know.
Yeah.
Why?
No. Maybe
Is that
for-
fair?
We've come a
Yeah.
long way, though, baby. We've come a long way, haven't we, Kelly?
Mhm.
From where?
From back in the days where you were required to be a stay-at-home mom and have dinner on the table every evening when the hubby came home and raised the children.
So now I'm in the minority.
I couldn't have survived back then.
Oh, well, anyway, it's going to be an interesting year for sure.
Oh, very much so.
And unfortunately, too much of it's going to depend upon what the courts do. And we're going to have to see about that.
Right.
If Donald Trump had just taken his loss in 2020 and said, okay, Mr. Biden, you won this time, but I'm going to be back,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then had campaigned accordingly and not had pulled any stupid stunts, had
Yep.
not been involved. Now, was it insurrection? I still do not think so, not by the definition of insurrection. And his actions were very loud and very clear.
Spoke volumes.
He had not done that, not been involved, engaged whatsoever. Not going to change the outcome of the election.
I agree.
The outcome of the election was carved in stone. Don't care who you are, what you say. It was not stolen. He lost.
He did. He lost.
Bottom line.
Yep.
Take your loss and spend 4 years and build a base
Mhm.
and do what you do best. Because Biden is his worst enemy. His own worst enemy is Joe Biden, along with his family. They help a lot. But, you know, you could have figured that one.
Yeah.
If he had mind his P's and Q's, as they say in Ireland, pints and cords. If you mind your P's and Q's, and if he had, he would have been a shoo-in this year for president.
Well, I think
Anybody disagree with that?
no, I
No.
think the biggest pull for Trump is the fact that he's not a politician, which is obvious.
He's obvious. He's awful for being a
Yeah,
politician.
he doesn't play the political game. And I think that the nation has gotten to the point that they're just tired of politics.
Yeah.
And
we are.
the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
I mean, just look, for instance, in this own county here.
Oh, God.
There's so many divisive groups. Everyone has their own opinion. Accusations fly here and there. And I'm like, oh, come on. Judge somebody for the job that they've done. Judge somebody on what they say they will do. And there you go. That's your answer right there. You don't need to be influenced by any groups.
Nope. Well, you know, if a group comes to me and wants to influence me, first thing, there's the door.
Yeah.
Don't let it hit you in the back
Right.
side.
And we've had some great people on this show the
We
last
have.
couple of weeks, and we
Oh,
have
my
more
God.
to come.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with a lot of our people that have come on the show.
Yesterday,
Yes. She
Michelle
was impressive.
Halleck
Yes.
was just
yes.
absolutely. I would never have picked her, or if all I was doing
Right.
was looking at the list of candidates
Right.
on voting day, I would not have had any reason to pick her.
I had quite a few people call me yesterday and told me that they listened and watched and they were very impressed with her and
Mhm.
that they have been impressed with a lot of the guests that we've had,
Mhm.
candidates, and we have more to come. But yeah, I like these people because they come in with what they want to do, what they've experienced and what they can do
Mhm.
rather than bashing.
Yeah.
And I think that's been great.
If you come in being go on the negative side, you're going to lose.
Yes, yes.
So-
And that brings to mind Chamber of Commerce is having their candidate forum on Friday at
Yep.
City Hall. 10 o'clock is the Board of Education candidates,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all Republicans. Everybody on this thing is Republicans
Because
because
there are no Democrats.
there's not enough
primary.
Democrats. They're going to make it through the primary anyway. And then the Board of Commissioners starts at 12:30. And then at 2 o'clock is North Carolina House 14, which is George Cleveland. And you have two other people running against him, which is Wyatt Gable
Mhm.
and Christopher Schulte, but he won't be there because he's a Democrat. There's no need for him to be there. So Wyatt will be there. I've met Wyatt. He's a very interesting young man.
Mhm.
So I'm anxious to hear what he's got to say.
Never met him, but I knew his granddaddy,
Yes, yes,
Dr. Walter Gable.
that's right.
So that interesting, a great guy, had a lot of crime scenes. He was our medical
I remember
examiner.
his name was well known around Onslow.
Oh, my
Everybody
goodness
knew who
gracious.
Walter
And
Gable
he
was.
He was a cool guy. So
Never
he-
met him, but knew
Oh.
who he was.
I met him under adverse conditions,
Well, of
shall we
course.
say, many times. Hey, Jim, what's up?
Hey, yeah. Who was it you talking about you had? I couldn't listen yesterday till right at the end. Who was your guest yesterday?
We had a young lady, Michelle Halley, Halley, running for Board of Education, a retired educator
Yes.
in many
Okay,
levels.
that's always a good thing.
Well, here's the cool thing about her that impressed me as much as anything else. She did not have a high school diploma, but when she was told that she should be teaching as a substitute teacher, she went and got her GED. Then she went to ECU and got her degree.
Sure did.
She
College
pulled
graduate.
herself up. She
Yes.
pulled herself up by her bootstraps. and went on. Hey, I
Absolutely.
commend anybody for doing that.
So do I.
Commend, hey, have my hands on that makes me go. I'm gonna look at her that much harder because I've said it before. I really don't know.
I didn't know her, and I learned a lot yesterday. I did, and listening to her and just chatting with her in here. So extremely impressive. No agenda except to do good for the kids and the staff.
Which way did you come, man? So I come down for
I totally get it. I mean, I'm glad. I wish I could have heard it, and I'll go back and listen.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't last night. When the time I got done, I was ready to go to bed.
I understand. Got your CB on there, I hear.
Yeah, it's been a lot. But you talked about the women, you know, the April a while ago. You were talking about women moved up, more women in all localities than men as far as voters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I tell you something, I got to get on my male chauvinist with this big hat. And what that has also kind of ruined us men folk, because I came up eating gizzards, hearts, and macaroni. That was one of the best dishes my mama ever cooked. And I don't get that no more, because St. Diane don't like it, and I tell her if she don't like it, don't cook it. But now, y'all, you know, that y'all need to go back a little bit and make us men a little bit fatter, so we'll hurry up and die quicker. So y'all can
Tim!
lie.
Stop it, Tim.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I like
it's just
gizzards
like
too. But I don't like macaroni and cheese. Never have.
Well, I didn't do the macaroni, didn't do the cheese. But my mama used to make a dish. She would boil gizzards and hearts, and back then you could get them.
They're so tough.
On the thin. And she would boil them, and she put her macaroni in there, and she put the pepper, and she put her seasoning. Now, folks, I've said it before, that'll make your babies be born naked. Now, I'm talking about it was good, and it was filling. Because you went out there and eat that night, and the next morning you crawled in that backer patch. Now, you had a lot of energy. Because it was just something other good. But, you know,
gizzards,
I'm women with equal rights. But I just had to throw that in this morning as a thing. I love all you women, but I don't get St. Diane to cook stuff she don't like, except at Christmas time she will cook oyster dressing. And she don't like it, but she'll cook me some, and I love it. And
okay.
You know, you women need to step back a half a step behind that equal rights for the men. Go ahead and feed them and kill them off.
About your supper tonight.
Yeah, we started a wellness program at Warehouse, and this nurse came in, dietitian nurse. She was talking about it. Oh, you need to eat healthy. And this one lady said there, she said, yeah. She said, collards will kill a man.
Oh.
She said, my mama and my grandmama killed my granddaddy by eating collards. Said it took them 95 years to do it, but they did it. They killed him dead on the doornail. But when we just all sit back and laughed over that. But it was what we ate. People look at us now, what we ate was not healthy. But the thing about it is we worked it off. and they're not working it off anymore. Hell, I'm just as lazy as I can. Nothing no lazier than that till I get out here and start chaining down and doing other stuff. It's a hard job just putting up with these four-wheelers out here. But I wanted to throw that in this morning, just pick on you girls. You know I love y'all.
Well, you better stop and get dinner on your way home is all I got to say.
St. Diane's not listening.
Yeah, St. Diane is.
I take on Wednesday night. I take St. Diane out to eat Mexican. That's a any Wednesday night unless I get in real late. Baby doll gets Mexican. Now you can believe that, and I don't care if I ate it or not, but I make sure she gets it.
There you go.
Yeah, I look out after St. Diane. You can believe that now, because it's a mess.
All
I
right.
know I'm hard to put up with. I know that just by what y'all know of me.
Well, just remember, without St. Diane, you would be lonely Timmy.
Well, I got my Democrats out there in the pen. I can go there and wave at them if I had to. But I'd be in a mess if something ever happened to St. Diane. And that's true. But y'all be good. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right,
Quit
Timmy.
picking on y'all.
Thank you.
But be good.
All right. You too. You're live in Local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, there's some really smart people out there, and they listen to the advice of those who have been around for a while. The old people out here have been boating forever and ever and ever. Don't wait until the last minute to get your boat to Tideline Marine for the annual servicing. Wait until March or even later. And that problem that you had when you put your boat away after Labor Day is a little surprise, as Gomer Pyle said, it has not healed itself. And the plans you had for Memorial Day may be a big surprise for you and your family. You could be one of those folks sitting on the dock of the bay along with Otis Redding, while those who had listened to Tideline Marine's advice and brought their boats in early so that any issues could be fixed will be having a lot of fun. Your fun won't be fun. Even if it's for routine servicing, you should get an early start to make sure you and your boat are ready for the boating season. Some advice: charge your batteries before dropping your boat off. Saves you extra fees. Make a list of everything that you want done. If there was a lingering problem last year, be very specific about that. So the technicians, they may be good, but, you know, if they've got to sit down and diagnose every little part about your boat, it's going to cost you time and money. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Winds today out of the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet. Dominant period 6 seconds, not too bad. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop again. And on Friday, southwesterly winds about 10 knots. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, partly sunny, high of 71, but it could be a little gusty with gusts as high as 18 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 58. Tomorrow, high of 72 and still gusty. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 63. And on Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 73. As of now, a 40% chance of showers or thunderstorms.
It's going to get wet
Mm-hmm.
over the weekend, too.
Of course, on the weekend.
Yeah, why not? But it's going to be warm.
Yes.
Warm showers.
Bring Mayflowers.
Yeah, that's supposed to be in April.
Yeah.
April showers bring May flowers.
Right. It's a trick. Mother Nature's being very hormonal right now.
It's very hormonal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you say so. We talked about it the other day, a tanker truck up there in Beaufort County.
Yes.
Off Highway 33. A single vehicle accident loaded with ammonia rolls over several times. The driver refused treatment. He was not injured, he said. Don't know why. 42-year-old Daquan Beard of Newark, New Jersey. Highway Patrol has charged him with failure to maintain lane and failure to wear a seatbelt. He did not wear a trucker without a seatbelt.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he's lucky to be alive. If you looked at this wreckage,
I saw it.
the cab is a mess. The residents in the area are very lucky
Exactly.
that that tanker part did not rupture,
All right. Woof.
because that would have been a major problem, a major
They would have
problem.
had to evacuate a lot of people.
I'm glad he wasn't hurt, or else he refused treatment. I'm sure he's hurt, but he's just didn't want to be treated.
So if anybody wants to hire a trucker, he's looking for a job right now.
This anhydrous ammonia is a chemical that can be deadly if inhaled in high concentration. So what do they use it for? Anhydrous ammonia. It's a lot of tank trucks all over. Drive around among us. What do they use that stuff for? Is there some good purpose for it? I know ammonia itself is used for various things, but what is this anhydrous ammonia and what do they do with it? It's got to be something for a company, a plant, or whatever.
I have no clue.
Timmy, I almost asked you about this when you were on the air earlier. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anhydrous ammonia, farmers, it's used for different things, but farmers used to use it for like a fungicide to kill nematodes in the ground before they planted. And that was a big thing. But now, and you got to understand those tankers are double walled.
Yes.
So and they will still break. Trust me.
Yes, they will.
They'll still break. But the thing about it is they are double walled. And him not wearing a seatbelt was very, very stupid. I'll call him a Richard Cranium right now. Don't mind it a bit. But it's a single accident. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was texting, driving, fell asleep. There ain't no telling. But I used to be a tanker yanker, and I have hauled a lot of hazardous chemicals. And folks, let me tell you something. Like Kelly would say, better watch the pints of quarters. But you have to. But yeah, that's what it was. I mean, a lot. I don't even know if they use it for that anymore.
I don't know either.
We used to inject it in. We used to inject it in the ground, for nematodes and stuff like that to kill them. So when you planted your corn, it wouldn't eat the corn seed in the ground.
Or to kill all the bugs.
Or anything like that. Yeah. And sometimes in the backer, they would inject it in the backer land to keep the nematodes from eating and killing the tobacco plant.
Okay. All right.
But that's what it's for.
I appreciate it, Tim.
I'm sorry. I'll get off of here, but it's used. It has other uses too. But that was what we used it for when I was young. I don't even know if they do it.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it said it's used as a fertilizer.
Part of the fertilizing process, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Y'all be good.
Thank you, Timmy. Bye. And we have another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Dr. Rose. Dr. Rosemary Stein.
Hey, Dr. Rose, how are you?
Morning, Dr. Rose.
I'm doing well. What was, if you don't mind informing me, what was going on?
In Beaufort County, up there near Little Washington, a tanker truck loaded with anhydrous ammonia. The driver, a single vehicle accident the other night or early morning hours, I'm not sure when, he flipped and rolled over several times. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt, so he was charged with that because he survived and he refused medical treatment. He's lucky.
Okay.
He's really lucky. You look at the pictures of the wreck and it's like, wow. You would expect him to have been not walking among us anymore, but
I'm supposing it went up and
it just rolled over and it did not rupture. The caller who is a trucker, he said he used to drive those things too, haul those same kinds of stuff. He says all the walls are, it's a double walled thing. They got the wall inside a wall type thing. So they're built for security, safety, but sometimes they will rupture.
That's right. Wow. Okay. That's something.
Yeah.
And I guess he's meant to be walking this earth still.
Yep, he is. And hopefully he will buckle up because, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt and he still is okay. He's walked away. So,
It's a great yeah, and I was going to say it's a great opportunity to teach our children driving safety. I don't think that's taught enough, and we're letting unknown adults teach our children how to drive, and without our guidance, I think that's why sometimes I don't know how old this guy was, and I don't
42.
I don't know the circumstances. Yeah, well, I guess too young to not be wearing a seatbelt, and too old to not be wearing a seatbelt. So let's teach our kids how to have great safety on the road and be courteous to others. I see so many examples of people who are behind the wheel and they don't care about others, and it doesn't seem like they care about themselves. Caring about both when you're driving is a great thing.
Yeah, I had a great conversation with someone that I know very well. I've known her all of her life, and she ended up getting a ticket sometime last fall in a rainstorm, and she had a crash, and she got a ticket too fast for conditions. She wasn't driving faster than the speed limit, but she was driving too fast for conditions. But she opted out to go to a school, an all-day long class. That's what they can do sometimes for first offenses, especially. But she said she wishes that everybody, before they ever got their driver's license, would take that 8-hour class because she learned more in that than she did in driver's ed.
I think that's a great idea.
I love the idea because she was also put out there in real life conditions where they wet down the road, and she had to do driving.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
that is a good idea.
You don't know how many lives would be saved if we all did what this young lady did.
Yeah. Well, she's she learned a lot, and I love her for it. She done good, done really good. So, and maybe she's totally right. Maybe we should require that as part of our driver's ed classes.
Defensive
we
driving.
get scared of driving with our children and our grandchildren because, we think we're not qualified, but we also we fear for our safety a little bit. But I think they need to know what's in our minds. If we're pretty safe drivers, and our kids are the most precious cargo, aren't they? We should drive around with them as much as we can and teach them how to drive.
Yep.
This is how I drive. When I see this situation, this is what comes into my mind.
Experience counts.
Just keep doing it because it's important to the life of your kids.
Yep. I totally agree whatsoever for kids and grandkids. So, Okay, I'm hearing so many reports of respiratory stress, distress, or whatever. People are hacking, they're coughing. That they don't have a. Now I just caused Lee to do it, and now I feel like I need to cough too. But there's everything from sinus drainage to whatever. I just hear so much about it. It's not really a disease that these people have, that I have. It's just that there is so much going on that's causing some of us to cough.
That is true. And right now we don't have any of our patients in the hospital. So
Good.
That sort of for me is a sort of a barometer of how things are going out there. But we do have a lot of kids that are sick. And well, this is another another thermostat for me, is that I'll have a kid who's coming in for a wellness check, and about half of them are actually not well. Not sick enough that the parents think to bring them in, but they're sick enough that when they come in, I look at them and I say, I can't do a well check. Let's get you well first, and you come back in and we'll do that wellness check. But I have to treat them. So but the parents didn't feel that they were sick enough to have to call the clinic because they didn't run a fever. They were just kind of rough and congested and a really snotty nose. But they didn't have any of the symptoms that you would check off and say, well, time to call your doctor. But I have a lot of that, which means that a lot of the population, just like you're saying, is having this drainy, yicky cough kind of thing that just sticks to you and won't go away.
I do part-time work at a place that repairs outboard motors, right? It's a marina. It's a boat dealer. But I'm hearing the same thing from the people who come in. There's nothing. I just want to get it ready for the summer. And then you get into the boat, you find out, well, you've got a whole lot of issues here that you have not reported. Well, I didn't think they were serious enough to bring them in. What you just described to me is exactly the kind of stuff that boaters do. They put up with their little idiosyncrasies in their boats, their motors, not doing this, not doing that, but then they bring them in just to get them ready, and there are a lot more issues than they thought they had.
And you got to get those things out of the way.
You do.
Take care. And so that's what happens. And they, you mean you can't do the well check? And I said, well, the first word is well, so he's not well. Let's get him out of being sort of miserable, and then we can do his wellness check, and then we can address all the good things that need to be addressed at that time. So yeah, it's the same. You don't take your car in for a tune-up if it has issues, and if it's sputtering and it's not starting the right way, not bad enough maybe to make you rush to your mechanic, but bad enough that those are things that have to be fixed because it's giving you a sign that things are not right.
There you go. And so parents, you need to pay attention to what your kids are experiencing, and pay attention to it too for yourself. You may need a tune-up or a checkup just in case. So anyway, everything else doing well with you, Doc?
Yes, we do have that terrible C word is alive and kicking, but not very bad. It's
good.
It's probably about the same as the flu. So I don't think there's anything to worry about at this moment. We can still have quite a bit of flu and some strep. So all the precautions that we talk about all the time, hand washing, especially with the kids, and making sure they keep themselves healthy. And the sun is out intermittently, but wouldn't hurt to make sure that you load up on a daily dose of vitamin D and C.
Yes.
To help your immune system.
Yeah. For some reason, the older we get, a lot of us are being told we and take some heavy doses of vitamin D. So many of my friends are the same boat that I'm in. You go in and have your blood work done. Well, you're kind of low on vitamin D. How am I low on vitamin D? I spend a lot of time outdoors, but
I don't know.
Apparently, it happens with age.
maybe the sun in the winter is not, well, we said this last week, but you're still pretty well covered up. And you can only absorb the
that's
sun
true.
through your head and your hands, perhaps. So it's not amount of vitamin D that your body requires, I think.
Well, I'm going to be running around naked for a few days while it's warmer here, and we'll see what happens.
You might have to do this show from jail next week, but that's all right.
Yeah, we'll be, Kelly and I are going to be blinded.
Yeah, they'll be blinded. All right, Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thanks,
Talk to
Dr.
you
Rose.
next week. You guys take care.
See you next week. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice-cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And I got to take a ride out there in Gum Branch Road. I got a hankering.
Well, you know, I live right down the street. I could take a trip down there.
Yeah, I just got a hankering for some of that Chappie's chicken.
Oh, it's so
God,
good.
And the ribs are so good.
I've not had the ribs.
Oh, the
but
ribs and the chicken are really,
you
really, really
kept
good
talking
things.
about that chicken, and I had to go.
Let's go to Asheville. Want to go to Asheville?
Sure. Well, not really.
The woke city of Asheville shelled out millions of dollars back in 2018 to add 5 electric buses to its fleet. 3 of the 5 are sitting idle. The city employees are telling the cautionary tale. Asheville's interim transportation director, Jessica Morris, told one of the local TV stations that the 3 out-of-commission buses are down due to a combination of software issues and mechanical problems, and one has had a broken door since last July that cannot be replaced. Part of the issue is that the company that made the buses, Proterra, filed for bankruptcy last August. According to the News and Observer, Proterra's operations are still shut down. The company was recently purchased by Motor, but it's unclear when parts and services for Proterra will be available. It sounded like a good idea, at least according to Biden and company. To get these buses up and running, 3 of 5 of these, and they're not cheap. I mean, can you imagine just the batteries for a bus, a city bus, how much that's going to cost? I know what the cost for just a small car, anywhere from about $8,000 to $20,000 for a battery. Can you imagine what it would cost for a whole bus? How about if your airplane is powered by nothing but an electric motor? What happens then? When it suddenly quits?
Well,
Gravity takes over.
yes.
And gravity is not nice. It's not a friend. My.
Yeah, I understand that.
Peter Wright. Good morning. How
Good
are
morning.
you? How are
Very
you?
well, thank you.
Would Medicare take care of the problems if I have a problem in with
Of course.
Yeah.
Solution to everything.
There you go. Walmart the other day, but you weren't there.
That's
Then I
right.
looked down and I found out it was Tuesday. Or Monday.
Yeah.
You weren't there Monday.
No.
No.
Were you looking for me, or were you just happened to
I
be
just
there?
happened to go there. I had to pick up some things. But anyway, I looked over at the store. I hadn't been in there for quite some time. I can tell you, early morning is the best time to go if you're a shopper like me.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with you. It's,
And you're there on what, Wednesday? You're going to be there?
I'm normally there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 2 till 6.
Uh-huh.
Today, I'm just, because I was there all day yesterday, I'll be there this morning from 9, which is earlier than normal, from 9 till 12 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
But I'm getting in my car and going to a conference in
That's
Winston-Salem.
right.
Oh, okay.
That's right. You said you're going to a conference.
You got to go to those things.
I like conferences
Why?
because I spend more time doing things I shouldn't be doing than. Yeah, well, that's another story.
We'll
Go
talk
ahead,
about
Peter.
that. But anyway, people still coming in and wanting to know, get some help from you about what they should be doing.
Yes, it's obviously a lot less than it is during annual enrollment.
Mhm.
And I've been organizing a lot of things while I've been sitting there for the first couple of weeks. So I'm about to start reaching out to all my new customers and make sure that everything's okay with them.
Mhm.
And so I expect that will probably generate a bit more
Okay, good.
of people wanting to ask me about things, and maybe there'll be some referrals. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we've referred a lot of folks to you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And we got your business cards over there too. So we're
you.
hopefully
Yeah.
you're getting some return from the folks who are listening, and folks who just asked me. He said, "Well, what's this thing about Peter Wright? What's this going on?" Then I explain it to them in person when they come up and ask me. So I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I carry your card with me.
I've had
Thank you.
Actually, I got one of your cards right here in front of me all the time.
Yeah, I have one in my wallet. I've talked to a lot of listeners
Mhm.
that have said they have learned so much, and they
Oh, God.
actually called Peter. So
That's always a good thing.
yes,
So, anyway,
No, that's great.
what should people be thinking about now for the future? I mean, should they actually be given some consideration to October? I'm a long range planner personally, but I did not this past year because I did not know you when things were going on too well.
Yeah. No, I
I-
understand. I think if you're new into a program right now, if you changed into a plan, then your best thing is getting yourself familiarized with the plan that you're in,
Mhm.
and making sure that everything's working for you, that you've got the doctor and the dentist and your drugs all sorted, medicines all sorted out.
Mhm.
Always say drugs, and people pick
Yeah,
me
I
up.
know.
on
They
that.
get all uptight about that.
So I would say, because it's January, now's the time to be making sure, that everything's working for you. Because if something is wrong, you still, there is an opportunity for you to make a change during the open enrollment season,
Okay.
which is from January the 1st to March the 31st. And I'm not saying it to try to create new business. I'm just saying that to, you want to make sure that you're in the right plan right now, because if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, that gives you an opportunity to make a change if it doesn't suit you right now.
Okay. So, I'm looking at, because I'm going to be examining my entire plan this year. I have never done that before. I just go along to get along to go along or whatever. But it's never been an issue with me. I just let them do the thinking for me. And that might not always be the best case.
Yeah. What you want to do is either put a lot of time, if you really want to make sure you're in a good plan, you either got to put a lot of time in yourself, and I mean a lot of time, and it's quite complicated, or find somebody that is experienced and has got a lot of is signed up with all the companies.
And so if I want to say, okay, I'm not smart enough to look at all of this stuff, but here's what I've got. And then make a list of all your drugs that you have to take, right? Your doctors that you see, that you like, your dentist to make sure that it's somebody in the plan that your plan works with, and then go see you, right? Get a list of all this stuff first.
Yeah.
And then come see you.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That makes it sound kind of simple, actually.
Yeah. And you've also got to think about what sort of benefits you really want. And you might not know all the benefits that are out there on the market.
Yep.
Like you can get transportation with some plans, with some other plans you can't. And to help, 5 hours if you need it. Things like that. And also, do you travel? Are you going to be away from here for 4 months at a time, maybe? In which case, you might need a PPO plan instead of an HMO plan. Or most people don't travel. Most people that I see stay around here.
Not that much. 4 months is a long time to be gone.
Yeah. So if you're away for a week or two, then that's fine, because you're going to get all your medical stuff done here, and then an HMO would suit you, well.
Suppose, do you need to be concerned about, okay, you're traveling to a foreign country and something happens?
I always recommend that if you're traveling to a foreign country, get yourself some foreign travel insurance. I always do, and I always will. And everybody I speak to says the same.
How do you get foreign travel insurance?
I normally get it from a AAA.
Okay.
And I think when I went to England, when was it? 4 years ago, it was something like $120 to go for almost a couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't much. Yeah, and I bought it for my 3 sons and my wife. So I'm not sure what the price would be. You'd have to go in there and see. But it costs
when I buy mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it costs so little, and that gives you. I think that gives you protection to if you got ill, you'd be flown back here and things like that. Whereas if you get ill overseas on Medicare Advantage does cover you for emergency and urgent care.
That does?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Huh.
So you have coverage with that. But
do you have to pay out of pocket for it first?
It probably depends on the doctor and the network over there. Those are the sort of questions I haven't gone into in full, and I've always said, get yourself independent travel insurance.
Got it.
And everybody I've spoken to has said, yes, no, I
get it.
always do.
Yeah.
Or or that's a good point. We'll do
I
that.
didn't never paid any attention to that. All right. Let's
Now,
take a,
but there is a problem when you have somebody that may be having many strokes and so on, and they want to travel. Then maybe if they can't get that travel insurance, in which case then you do have coverage with an Advantage plan.
Okay, let's take a quick break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint it, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
This race is far from over. There are dozens of states left to go.
Well, Nikki Haley campaigned hard in New Hampshire and loses to former President Trump in the Republican primary there.
She was up and I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost.
Trump now the winner in Iowa and New Hampshire and way up in the polls in Haley's home state, South Carolina. That primary is a month from today. 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war reported killed in a plane crash in Russia.
It's not known what caused the crash, but a Russian lawmaker and retired general has claimed in parliament it was shot down by 3 missiles. Ukrainian officials quoted by journalists there say the plane was transporting weapons and didn't mention any prisoners of war.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. eBay announces plans to lay off 9% of its workforce. The Los Angeles Times newspaper laying off 20%. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back live at Local Real Talk, and we've got Peter Wright in here, he's our Medicare, Medicaid specialist, healthcare specialist all the way around. When it comes to insurance, so he's a great guy to get to know. I've gotten to know him. We've gotten to know him for the last 3 or 4 or 5 months or something, and we do appreciate you coming in, Peter. And I have so many people like Lee was talking about, I have so many people that ask me questions after the fact once they hear you on here. So it's good that you're in here. It's too bad our government doesn't have people like you on their payroll to be able to make this happen.
Right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah. Okay. There are a couple of programs here you mentioned. 3 of them. The Medicaid expansion, extra benefits, and Medicare savings programs. Let's start out first with the Medicaid expansion. We know that's happening, going on. What does that mean for the people out there? What do they need to know?
Well, if you're between the age of 19 and 64, and you only earn you've only got income up to 138% of the poverty line, poverty limit.
What is that?
Right. So that's about, if you're single, that would be about 20,000 a year. If you're married, just the two of you, then that would be 27,000. I'm giving approximate figures, a couple of hundreds in addition. That's 34,000 for a family of 3, 41,000 for a family of 4, and so it goes as it increases with the number of in your family. So it can, there are a lot of people that are now eligible for Medicaid, and that covers you for primary care, hospital stays, maternity care, vision and hearing, dental, oral health, medicines, and more. It covers you for a lot of, even the dental. So how do you apply for it? So the quickest way, and what they recommend online, is that you actually do it online. They say if you go to, one of the ways to do it online is to go to epass.nc.gov. That's E for Echo, pass, that's PASS, .nc.gov. And they say it takes up to 45 days if you make an application.
Okay.
So that's one way to do it. Now, the other way is you can go to the Department of Social Services, and that's at 612 College Street in Jacksonville. Now, this is if you're in Jacksonville. You can go to other departments of services if you're social services if you're anywhere else in other counties, and do an application there. They've got when I walked into the one in Jacksonville, they had 2 people, 2 staff members helping people to sign up with the sheet that they have to fill in, and it's quite a long sheet. There's a lot of pages to it. There's about it because it depends how many family members you've got. So they're there to help you. There were about 6 people in there filling it in when I went in there.
Really?
Yes. Now, I actually went to the department three different times because I had lots of questions. I was trying to find out various things, and some people would give me some answers and some people would give me other answers. So I was trying to work out exactly, what was going on. I did it both here in Jacksonville and also in Wilson County. But the long and short of it was, apply. If you think there's a chance you could be covered under it, apply. And I tried to get an answer. What happens if you're 64 and 9 months old and you're eligible to get it? Do you lose it when you're 65? And they couldn't give me an answer on it. And I said, well, what happens if you're over 65? Should you apply for it? And they said the best thing to do, they wouldn't give me an answer one way or the other. They said the best thing to do is to come in and apply.
Or go online and apply.
Yeah, or they say come in and do it. But
maybe what I need to do is just give that a whirl and see what happens. Because I'm a little bit over 65.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do. I would say, yeah, you want to look. People want to look at what their federal poverty limit is. Like I said, it's 20K for singles, 27K for a family of two, and so on.
Yeah.
But it's very, I'd say it's very worthwhile to do. And the other interesting thing that I found when going through the form is that if you had medical expenses recently, so it's retroactive. It'll go back
really?
3 months. So
Okay.
if you happen to have, a large bill at a hospital in December, for instance, if you apply this month, it'll go back to December. Now, because the expansion only started in December, if you didn't qualify under the expansion before, if you qualify now, then it'll only go back as far as December. But going forward, it's going back. It's retroactive for the previous 3 months. So if you had expenses, that they can be covered.
Okay. Now, how does this differ from Obamacare?
Well, you've got Obamacare also helps for people that have got. At the moment, I can sign people up that are between 138% and 150% of the federal poverty limit, or that have just moved or have lost insurance or things like that. So how does it differ? It's I've never had Medicaid, so I know that it gives you coverage. Most of your co-pays, I think, are a maximum of $4, somewhere around there. So it may be more extensive than Obamacare. I'm not sure. It certainly has the dental care. Obamacare doesn't have that.
Okay.
Or
So it
marketplace
would be
plans.
wise to go apply for if you're making less than $20,000 a year as a single person, or 26 or 27 or whatever it is for a married couple. If you are making less than that, then you are eligible.
You're eligible, and if you do qualify for it, then you do not want to be on Obamacare, because if you're on Obamacare or marketplace plans, as we call it nowadays,
This is free.
Yeah.
well, you can get the marketplace plans, Obamacare at no cost, if you're near that poverty limit. But you'll be responsible for paying back the credit that they've been giving you to get the plan at no cost. Yeah, because a lot of the subsidy, I should call it the subsidy, because the marketplace plans are subsidized. Somebody's probably got an $500 or $800 subsidy for that marketplace plan.
Really?
When they're close to the federal poverty line.
So the whole story wasn't told, right? Now, the poverty level in New York is probably going to be a bit different than it is in North Carolina, right?
It depends, I think, on the county. I think you're right, because when I was looking at this last year, I saw some states had it. I think it was somewhere around 132, 133%. It depends on the state and what's been agreed to there.
All right. The extra benefits, we've talked about those from time to time. Extra benefits include things like, having somebody to come in to assist you in your house for a certain amount of time per month, some people to transport you back and forth to a doctor or wherever you need to go. Tell me about these extra benefits that are available that people should be aware of under Medicaid.
Medicaid doesn't have extra benefits.
I don't know about. I don't know Medicaid.
Okay. So how about it under normal other insurance programs? It's something that people need to ask about, right?
Well, if you've got Medicare, you can get some plans that provide you with transportation. If you get a Medicare Advantage plan, some of those do provide you with transportation. You can with Medicare also. I think not I think, but if your doctor approves it, and you may have a big fight on your hands, but you may well be able to get someone to come to your house to help you if you are unable to get out of a house and it's hard for you to get out of a house. Then doctors can make an application so that somebody can come to your house and help you for up to 8 hours a day, and I think a maximum of 36 hours a week. But it's rare that I actually see that that's actually in force and in place. But I have seen it as probably being 4 or 5 people I've seen it happening to in the 7 years I've been doing this.
Okay, Medicare also has what you're calling here a savings program. What is a savings program?
Well, okay, so there's savings programs. So there's another portion of this we can cover, which is the extra help. And when you apply for extra help, that is if you are of Medicare age or eligible for Medicare. So if you're disabled, like I was in the past, you can apply for extra help, and that will. And that's done through the Department of Social Security. And that's for people that also have low income and low resources. The income is a little bit higher than it is for if you're applying for Medicaid, but it will help cover your Part D costs for medicines. And when you do that application at Social Security, you can also, when you're doing an application, request that your information be given to the state, to the Department of Social Services, so that you can arrange to get onto a Medicare savings program. What that does is it helps pay for Part A, or possibly helps pay for Part A if you're somebody that has to pay for Part A at this stage, and also will help pay for Part B. So now it's a 2-step process, and I tried to get some information on this. I haven't had all my questions answered. I went backwards and forwards between departments and writing this out. I still have questions I want to find out about, but I've known in the past that when you apply for extra help, that that part gets approved. So you get the help with the drug plans and with so you no longer pay for you don't pay the premium for a drug plan, and you get low medicine at low cost, between $4 and $11. But when you make that application, they send you an envelope to your house. Well, this is what used to happen. I imagine, I'm guessing it's still happening. And you've got to then reply to that envelope and fill in for the Medicare savings programs. If you don't take that step, then you don't get onto a Medicare savings program. There are somewhere between 4 and 7 Medicare savings programs in the state of in North Carolina, and they are called different names than the ones that I've got here. So I won't mention the names. North Carolina has different symbols for them, but for instance, one of the programs. It will help with paying for Part A and Part B for this is one of the Medicare savings programs, and that's between your income level is capped at $1235. So if you're pulling in less than $1235 if you're single, or $1663 if you're married.
Yeah, that's per month.
That's per month.
Okay.
And if, for instance, then there are other programs, and so there's another one that helps with Part B, and that's if you get it pulling in 1660 single and 2,239 or less if you're married. So I don't want to get into too much info because it's complicated.
It looks very complicated.
But if you apply for extra help, I would recommend that you also apply for those programs now. And it's on that form. It's on the extra help form, or on when you do it online, you can also do it online. So now, as part of a Medicaid process, that is also, well, so just to confuse everybody, we've spoken about the Medicaid expansion and how you apply for that. The extra benefits you apply through Social Security, not social services, but Social Security. And these Medicare savings programs, when you apply, you can apply for those through Extra Help, but you can also get them through the Medicaid expansion. But I still have some questions about that, and I'll address that in a future show that we have, because honestly, I went backwards and forwards with a lot of questions because it's quite confusing, and the answers you get are different from, or you don't get it depends how long the person's been working in the building as to what what answers you get.
That is a shame when a professional like you cannot get straight answers consistently.
I may not have been asking the right questions initially, and also questions beg questions. And I did have one person that was, very new to the department. So she was trying, but she actually turned out to be the best because she pulled somebody down from upstairs.
Okay.
Who then answered a lot of questions. So, and they were very helpful.
Okay.
So, and also I'm there as an agent and not really there to help agents that are asking questions, there to help.
Well, they should be.
Yes, they should
because
be.
Otherwise, everybody that would be coming to you will have to go to them.
Yeah.
And they
true.
might get different stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you're right there. And the other thing that I did get, if people do want to do this, is I managed to get copies, and it's hard to get the ones for the extra help, but I managed to get copies of the applications, so I can actually hand those out so you can look at them and see what they need, and also for the Medicaid expansion.
Now, if people want to get some more information about this, the Medicaid expansion or Medicare or anything, they can come see you. Today, they can come see you beginning in about a half hour, 9 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
At Walmart. And this is a Walmart in Jacksonville on Marine Boulevard North at the intersection, or close to the intersection of Western Boulevard, behind the Golden Corral. So you can also get lunch there. Not at Walmart, but you can get lunch at the Golden Corral and go to Walmart, or go see you and then go get some lunch.
That's true.
Now, they can also give you a call, right?
Yes. So the number for that is 252-373-4056. And I'll say that once more. That's 252-373-4056.
And there's that wonderful website that you have. And I'd like to hear you say it.
FoxFoxPlans.com.
FoxFoxPlans.com. Okay, I like that. God, I wish we'd thought of something like that. We could maybe FoxyPlans.com. What doing?
Well, you could be Fox.
Team.
Stop.
Yeah,
Peter.
something. Yeah.
Stop.
The FoxyTeam.com. Okay. So anyway, if you folks have got a question, and Peter's here virtually every Wednesday, sometime after 7:45 or something like that. So if you've got questions, you can always call us during that time, and he'll answer them on the air. So if you've got questions, somebody else has probably got the same question. Okay. Peter, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you coming in and spending some quality time with us each week, because I guarantee you that today, before the day's over, I'm going to be asked about this. And then I will refer them back to our Facebook page or YouTube channel, and they can go back and listen to it again. And then next week they can call in. That's going to always be my suggestion, because trying to remember everything that you say. I keep these papers, by the way. So I keep a stack of them over here. So I got an idea of some idea of what you're talking about. And it helps me, I will tell you.
Yeah. Well, and I would say that if you possibly can, just to finish up, if you think you qualify for any of those programs, definitely put an application in, because you can't lose by putting an application.
Doesn't cost you anything to apply.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are missing out on those benefits.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking as well. So, you guys, if you think you are, if you want to see Peter, he'll be there today at Walmart on Marine Boulevard, beginning in a few minutes at 9:00, and then you're only there until noon today, though, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm off to a conference.
And then normally you're there on
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 2 till 6.
Right, 2:00 until 6:00. But you're there early today. So go by and do your shopping if you want to, and then stop by and see Peter, or see Peter, and then do your shopping. The earlier you're there, the better off you are. I found that out the other day, and I like that. All right, Peter, thank you.
Okay, thanks very much.
Peter.
Cheers.
You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Weather is next.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982. Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many more at a locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. How about 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, just $2.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak, $10.99 a pound. Fresh ground chuck patties, just $4.79 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.79 a pound. Thick boneless pork chops, just $2.79 a pound. Boneless chicken thighs are only $2.99 a pound. Whole shoulder, clod heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, just $2.99 a bag. 3-pack crisp romaine hearts, $2.99 a pack. Granny Smith 100 crisp apples is just $1.79 a pound. How about a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes, just $3.99. The 8-ounce size package of sliced or whole mushrooms is just $1.99, and Haas avocados are just 99 cents each. Remember to join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, not everybody can know everything about everything, you know, and it's like with Peter. People who like him, who are dedicated to trying to learn about everything that will assist other folks.
It's hard.
It's the same thing with, I've made this analogy earlier, with your motors, your outboard motors.
Right.
You go find somebody that works on these things all the time. You find experts. somebody who can give you advice. The people who've been around and doing this kind of work for a long, long time are the kind of folks that are out there to help you. There are people out there to do that. If you got an outboard boater, this is January. It's approaching the end of January. Boating season for most of the people that boat. A lot of people boat year round. Don't get me wrong. They fish year round. But a lot of people, most of the people out there, they wait for the warmer weather to get out there. It's not that far away. Seriously, it's not very far away. If you wait until March to get your boat into Tideline Marine, you may be in a long line already, because the people get them in beginning in February. About the first, second week in February, they'll bring the boats in. Tideline's already got some folks who brought their boats in to get them ready for this spring. Those are the people that know that they have something wrong with their boats right up front. And they bring them in saying, I want to get it ready for the spring and the summer, but here's something that was happening last year. Those are the smart people. They share all that information. It saves time. It also saves you money. Bring it in. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the river in downtown Jacksonville. The doors are open now. Offshore today, winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, east 3 to 4, dominant period 6 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, east 4 to 5, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Friday, southwesterly winds around 10 knots, seas again 4 to 5 feet, sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 71 with gusty winds. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 72.
Yay.
Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, a low of 63. And on Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 73.
Honey, no fire this week. Not for the rest of this week. We're
Say
good to
that
go.
word.
Yeah, like
Well,
that.
you can go up there to Beaufort where that tanker crashed through the woods and get you some free wood.
That ain't free. That's a long ways to drive. Blunt's Creek. No, well, whatever. Okay, we're in the political season, and we do have some guests scheduled, still scheduled to come in here. If you are running for office in Oslo or surrounding counties, if you can hear us, then you're in our neck of the woods. So if you want to get on the air, you can do it two ways. One is you can come in and we'll do an interview with you. If you want to get some regular commercials running, I would strongly suggest you get in line very quickly, because once that stuff starts, there are not so many spots a day that can be run.
That's right. We need time to get it into
And
the engineer.
Yep, it has to be produced. If you're buying it from Lee, we'll produce it for you here. If you're buying it straight from the station, they'll take care of you there. But either way, we can get her done for you. Don't wait until the last minute. If you wait until the March primary time to come up, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to make it. So if you're if that's what you want to do, call Lee 910-330-0222.
0222.
Got it. 910-330-0222. And she'll also schedule you to come in here to do an interview on the air.
And I just want to put it out there. If you did not get an email from us
It's your fault.
with the same information, I did have some emails bounce back, and I used the emails that I could find that were either on your forms to file for election or past forms, because maybe there wasn't an email on there, and I have kept record of all the ones that bounce back. So if you've not gotten an email, let me know and I'll get up with you and we'll take it from there.
Okay. Let's see here. We talked just barely, and we heard it on Fox News last hour, about this transport plane, a Russian plane, crashes near Ukraine. And according to some reports, it had 60 Ukrainian prisoners of war aboard. Other reports say it was loaded with military weapons, and there were no prisoners on board. And some reports indicated, those coming out of Ukraine, that the weapons were on board. And then Russia is claiming that perhaps Ukraine shot their plane down. I don't know who to believe.
A lot of we don't know yet.
We got a lot of liars out there.
Yes. Just have to wait for this story to unfold.
Absolutely. And we got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, both of y'all.
How are
is
you?
everybody?
Hey, Chris.
We're doing fine, Chris. How are you?
Good morning. I liked your last promo about getting people to come on the show and talk about the offices they're running. I think that's a great idea. Also, hopefully, they'll attend the forums.
Yes.
For local offices. Yeah, I found interesting, and you two are very bright young individuals. Get ready for this is where you insert.
I was going to say,
I was like, I was looking around the room.
bright and young does not fit my category.
Okay.
I'm dim-witted and old.
Okay. Okay.
No,
But you're very intelligent for your young age. So, yeah, it's interesting. I try not to watch mainstream media because it's all
Crazy.
It's not like the Walter Cronkite, David Brinkley days where you got the news. But the NBC station last night, I don't know if anyone's told you about this one. They decided in New Hampshire to ride with college students. You know, the future, our future.
How'd that work out?
Not too good. Well, it all depends. I mean, I'm all when you go into that poll, and you go in and vote. That's between you and your friends and what you want to do. They asked a young college lady, "Did you vote for either candidate?" No. Who'd you vote for? I did a write-in candidate.
Oh God.
Who's your write-in candidate? Understand this. I feel very bad for the people in Israel, but to write in and use your vote to go peace in Israel.
Really?
Yes, that was her reply. And it seems like there was a bunch of these New Hampshire college students writing their vote in for. I'm all for peace in Israel, but let's take our elections
seriously.
Of the next person that's going to lead this country a little serious.
That's crazy.
And really, I think when you come down and bring that down to our local level, know your candidates. Know your candidates, and don't waste your votes. And I think, I'm not sure you've talked about this topic or not. Sometimes, if you're wanting to vote for a particular person, and you certainly don't like maybe somebody that's on the ballot, you don't necessarily have to fill in. If there's 4 seats available, you don't have to fill in 4 candidates. Just thought I'd throw that out for everybody.
There can be single shot, what they call single shot voting, vote for just. And if there are 4, you can obviously vote for 4. You do all of the above just because there's a blank there.
That's right. I've done that.
Yeah, I've done it too.
You can even skip one of the sections on there, like, I'm just going to throw it out there, president. Say you didn't want either one, skip it. You know, I mean, I would hope by the time people got to the polls, they would know who they want.
I hope so.
Well, I would hope so too. And also, again, I don't tell anybody how to vote. It's just a suggestion. Don't vote just straight party, because you don't know who. You really don't know. And I like that you two, Kelly, when you're bringing guests in or they're calling in, they're for the different offices of the state. Because a lot of people don't, I'm east of North Carolina, they have no idea who the labor secretaries are, or what they do.
Commissioner of Agriculture.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, from the first person that came on about the labor.
The grocery store stocker,
anyway,
yes. He was
just do a little
Interesting.
research and even 5 minutes and go, what does this person know, and do they have a background
He
in it?
tickled me.
Yeah.
So anyway, just my 2 cents for this beautiful, warm Wednesday.
Thank goodness.
It's a good day to go golfing,
Yeah.
Chris.
I'm working on it.
Oh God, I hit nothing. I
Y'all
have
have
to
a
chase.
great day.
Thank you, Chris. Have a good one.
Thanks.
And speaking of elections and candidates, tomorrow.
Another local, we have Suzanne Long, who's running for the Board of Education,
Uh-huh.
and she's got prior educator experience. So
Good.
she'll be in. And then Rivera Doughtet. And I have to be careful saying her Doughtet. She is running for lieutenant governor,
Mhm.
and she will be calling in.
Okay.
And
So that's tomorrow.
right. And then we have Miller time at
Oh, yeah,
you
we
know,
got
later
Miller
on in the
time.
morning. Chris Miller.
8:30, 8:40, something like that. Find out about all local sports. And let's see, do we have what is today? The 24th, maybe? No ball game tonight, as we do have one on the 26th. Today is the 24th. Yeah, that would be. It's going to be at J.H. Rose. Will be playing Rose High, and be broadcast on WSME.
Oh.
Yeah, these are some of the away games. They
Yes,
probably
I
have
can
their
understand.
own requirements and
Mhm.
whatever. So we'll see. But anyway, that's happening on Friday night in Greenville. So if you want to go see a good game, I'd like to see the Cardinals whoop their butts, to be honest with you.
Yeah, always when it comes to J.H. Rose, beat them.
Yes, always has been. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Protection and warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all accidents all the time, because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solidtech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Oh, Kelly. Do you shopping bags, plastic shopping bags when
No.
you go shopping?
No.
You don't get them?
Mm-mm.
Why? What's wrong with them?
I don't like them.
Well, what do you get?
I have my own bags.
Oh, you take your own bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use those recyclable. Those cartons and stuff that I take. I have the rectangle ones with stripes, and you can just pick
Yeah,
them up.
that's
You
what
can
I
get a
have.
lot of groceries. Just pick them up and carry them in the house.
Yeah. Why are you asking?
Well, we recycle ours. We take them back, put them in their recycle
Yes.
bins, and which is always good. I'd like to get paper because I could burn the paper.
You can get it. Lowe's Food Store has the option
you?
when you go up there to check out.
Food Line
have
to
paper
Go does
bags.
paper bag. I don't like them because if you leave them sitting around, they make roaches come in your
Yeah,
house.
recycle
I
them
just
right
burn
away.
them. It burns the roaches.
Yeah,
too.
you could because you're a fireplace.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's what I do with them.
Mhm.
Apparently, New Jersey,
Oh, here we go.
they had a plastic ban on bags.
Mm-hmm.
And since they adopted that ban, their use of plastic has increased 3 times.
Okay, so they
300.
banned the plastic bags. So now everybody wants the plastic bags.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
So it's from
I don't like that they rip and they're bad for animals if they get tossed in waterways. I
Yes,
have a
they
problem
do.
with that.
They make great rugs, though. You check them. Have you ever seen when the people collect them and then they cut them and they braid them and make rugs with them?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Who does that?
Oh, yeah. They're different people. I mean,
Never seen that.
They
In
used
this
to have
country?
it on.
Really?
Yeah, they used to have it on display at the fair. And then I know the women with the Marine Corps League Auxiliary, they make them and
Mhm.
sell them.
wow.
Oh, yeah. It's
Well,
really
that's pretty
cool.
interesting.
I tried to teach myself and it didn't last long.
Mhm.
I gave up quick.
Wow.
I'm like, no,
Okay.
I'm just not one to do that.
I've never heard of that, Lee, ever.
Oh, yeah. They're nice looking rugs,
No,
too.
that's okay.
You wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't like the texture on my feet.
They're very soft.
would
I would say you
feel
would
kinda
not.
funny.
Stick to them sometimes. too,
No,
like,
it actually not. You would not even know that they were made from trash bags. You would not know.
Well, plastic is not even healthy. So
I'm gonna find one day and bring it in here.
Yeah, before
well-
before your time around Earth,
Mm-hmm.
it was the big deal back in the 50s. If you want to get into business, you need to start. Plastics is where it's at.
Mhm.
Plastics,
Well, I know
plastics,
that was the big
plastic.
thing,
That
yeah.
was the big thing,
yeah.
and so they were really pushing plastics.
Yeah, well, these are recyclable bags that they use. So once you don't want the rug anymore, put it in your recycle bin. There you go.
Yeah, I guess so. Can you actually put in your normal daily or weekly pickup recycle bins? Can you put? You can't put
No, you
plastic
can't
bags in there,
anymore
can you?
because the city changed companies years ago,
Yeah.
and they don't accept those anymore. So,
But I can take it up to the grocery store and they
Yes.
have a recycle bin for
Yes.
plastic. Any other
Right.
people's too.
Mhm.
What do they do with them?
I don't know. I would imagine they send them somewhere. I imagine maybe they wash them and hang them out to dry in the back room, and that's what you're using when you go back.
Yeah, but they're not going to want at Food Line.
Just
They're not going to
kidding.
want to put Lowe's food
Yeah,
bags.
True,
out.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find it very
Why not
handy.
having just a generic bag?
True. I find it very handy to use those that you can buy at the store that you can use over and over
Uh-huh.
again. I keep a bunch in my truck.
I keep on in my truck.
And when I go into a grocery store, I just open them, put them in my cart, put the food directly in them. And then when I get to the register, I empty one and then set it over and refill it as I scan it. So it's very convenient. And it's much easier than taking a plastic bag and picking it up out of the
Look,
cart.
rips
and it
off and
rips and
breaks
20
and-
cans of cat food falls
Yeah.
all over the
How about
parking
if I
lot.
just carry a sea bag?
That's too big.
That's too
Well, a
big.
smaller bag. I've
Yeah,
got a bunch
I got
of bags.
mine.
I got some backpacks that I could carry.
But I've got some that are very
Nah.
sturdy and they got handles, and I'm good with that.
As long as you fill it up while it's in the cart and not on your back, you
Well,
might
I
be
couldn't reach
okay.
my back. But there are any number of, and you
See
folks,
shoplifting in your future.
you folks out there who are always looking for something that's going to be very durable,
Right.
and you want to order these bags online, whether they're backpacks, they're fancy backpacks or whatever, go to your surplus stores.
Oh yeah.
Around here, you can get some really good deals, and this stuff is heavy duty.
Right.
You know, I've got some over there that I carry when I go diving on a diving trip. I've got a big backpack. I carry it on the plane.
Yeah, that's
with
what
me.
I do.
And it's got all sorts of things, including computers and all the electronic stuff and anything that I want to get there with, for sure. I put that on board. And then I carry another military type bag. Check it.
Right.
It's durable.
Mm-hmm.
It has wheels.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you $5,000 for something that's plastic and is going to wear out.
It's true. It's true, true, true. When I flew, I always had a backpack that I put my essentials in, and my ID and my laptop, and that's what I used and checked everything else.
Well, I carry it because I carry a computer so that I can do my part of the show from some other part of the world.
Yes, you do.
And I want my computer to get there, and with all the other accessories that go with it. Anyway, just a thought. Support your local guys there at the surplus stores. They got some really good, cool stuff.
Support your local businesses.
Yep.
That's very
And
important.
you may find some things in there that weren't designed for what you want them to be, what to use them for, but they're good.
Right.
You might not need any magazine pouches, and I'm talking about for your weapons, but they may fit something else that you want. So I've used a couple of them for extra weights.
Well, I'm like
What about
Kelly. I like to go to the thrift stores, like the store that the women's shelter.
Oh, yes, that's a great
I
place.
love going in there and buying things, and you'll find some unusual items that you like it. You pay a couple dollars for it.
Yeah.
And we'll go in there and we'll buy running pants, that we use to run or jog or exercise in, and just different things like that. But it's supporting the women's shelter every dollar that you spend.
There was a store in Wilmington. It was Salvation Army store. Okay.
Right.
And I went in there one time, and because I just went in there looking, and I found a tuxedo shirt. And the story with the tuxedo shirt, it was it was used just for the filming of a movie.
One time.
And I forgot which movie it was, but it's one that was filmed in Wilmington.
Right.
And they just gave it to the Salvation Army, all their extra stuff. And this was almost new, and it was $2.
See, that's what I'm saying. My
You can get
granddaughter,
some good deals out there, y'all.
I took her into, I think it was the place run by the women's shelter too. Because she's like me, she loves to go yard shopping and yard sale shopping and thrift stores. She went in there with me and she found a dress. I swear it was brand new. It was a glitzy, cute cocktail dress, and we paid less than $10 for it. And she wore that to her boyfriend's graduation, I mean, and we love finding deals like that.
Yeah, there's cool stuff to be found.
There's stuff people maybe buy, and I've seen clothes in there with the tags still on it.
I have too.
That have never been worn.
Actually, no, I won't say that. But anyway, I gave a bunch of those away one time. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. What's the best deal you ever got at a thrift store of some sort or another? Give us a call at 910-333-0139, or the most unusual thing you found at a thrift store. We'll be right back.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations and Maysville. Call for an appointment 7 Lane DDS or online at lanes.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. Last few minutes of the show. If anybody's been to one of these, a yard sale or a secondhand store or anything like that, and you found something really unusual or something really unique that you got, I went to one and I found a 1950s advertising poster thing. It's about this big. It's kind of big for Evinrude Motors from the 50s.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I got it. And I haven't framed it yet, but I'm going to get it framed.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. It's just, it took me way back.
Right.
Of course, Evinrude is not making motors anymore. The company that bought OMC, Outboard Motor Corporation, produced Evinrude's and Johnson Motors.
Right.
For a long time. And then this company out of Canada, BRP, Bombardier, or whatever they call themselves, they bought them out in the early 2000s. And it went uphill for a long time, but then they came out with a particular motor, the Evinrude G2s, and then they stopped making motors. And they're making Canada. Why do they sell it to somebody like that?
I remember one time at our yard sale in Wilmington, I found one of those outdoor sinks that's made of the heavy PVC. And it was a double sink. All you had to do was hook your water hose up to it.
Oh, yeah.
To clean fish and stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, it was perfect. $5. It was like brand new.
Where is it now? I'll give you $10 for it.
Well, let's just say I don't have it anymore.
Well,
I'm
then I
not
won't
sure
give you
what
anything.
happened to it.
All right.
That was back when I lived at Catherine Lake.
I did. I'd stop going to Charlotte, I think. So it was one of the back roads years ago, before I got down to 74. And there was a yard sale there.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped because I saw a rifle there.
Oh, okay.
It was an original
Mm-hmm.
octagon barrel 3030 from the 1800s, late 1870, 18,
No
probably
way.
1890s. Yeah.
They were just putting it in a yard sale?
Yes.
Did they not know what they had or just didn't care? Or
I don't know.
You snatched that right
Don't
up.
ask any
I
questions.
didn't have enough money to buy it.
Oh.
$40.
No. Oh, Rafer.
I did not have the cash. And, that was, that's what it was. It's a long time ago. I had enough money to go to Charlotte and back and do whatever. But
Right. I would have canceled my trip to Charlotte. and said,
I
okay.
should have.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just give them your Rolex or something?
I did have a Rolex at that time. I've got one up there. I need to sell that too if anybody wants to buy a Rolex, a Submariner.
Wow.
Well, actually, it's the Pepsi Cola edition of the Rolex.
Mhm. Yeah,
with
I
the-
loved
the colors.
I love to go look at things like that because you can find some rare finds.
Yeah.
Fun.
There's a lot of stuff out there that's available.
Mhm.
If you're going to do yard sailing on Saturdays, for instance, you need to leave early.
Yes.
Pay attention to the signs that are on the road. I would scope them out the day before Fridays.
Yeah,
because
they
I
used
used to do that from time to time.
Back in the day,
That was the thing.
they would
Oh, it
also put them
was.
in the newspaper
Yes,
on the
they did.
Fridays.
Yes.
They obviously don't do that anymore, but that's how you could plan your route and your,
Yep.
whatever.
So we used to do in the newspaper, like the Wilmington. We loved going to Wilmington. Get up Saturday morning at about 5:00, head that way, stop at Krispy Kreme.
Oh, when the hot sign was out.
Yes, and get your donuts and your coffee or chocolate, and then map out your route, and just start hit. First couple times I did it, I was kind of like embarrassed. I was like, I don't want to get out and look at people's stuff. But after I stopped at, we stopped at the first couple places. I was like, I was getting out of the car before it was even started.
There was one
was fun.
community off of Masonboro Loop Road. They had a community yard sale. Everybody in the community was set up on that one Saturday.
My daughter's neighborhood does that.
Everybody did that. And it was like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff there. You can't drive through it. You got to walk. You park in
Right.
one area and you walk.
You get over to some of those neighborhoods in Wilmington, those fancy neighborhoods. I mean, they have some expensive stuff they're out there selling for nothing. You can rake it in.
Yep. Well, I need to have a yard sale out here. We've had a couple. Well, Candy and Robbie did.
Right.
Had a couple out there. Got rid of a lot of junk. Is what my one guy's junk is another guy's treasure, right?
I don't like to have yard sales. I'd rather just take my stuff over to my daughter's house and do it from there.
I didn't participate.
I just don't like, it says $5. Can I give you $3 for it? And I'm like, it's like parking cars.
It's it's always fun, and people like to shop for bargains like that.
Right. I
So,
understand.
it's
And
hard
there's
to-
some that are going to try to get a better deal.
Pawn shops used to be my favorite place to shop. Oh my God, good gracious!
I went and bought my daughter a beautiful ring for my granddaughter for her birthstone last Christmas. She came with me and we picked it out. It was beautiful. Got it for like half of what we would have got it for at a jewelry store.
Kelly, what's your best deal shopping, yard sales or otherwise?
It's like thrift stores and stuff, but I don't want to say because I don't want anybody to do. I have to tell you off the air because I don't want anybody to pick up my habit and then reduce my inventory. So I'll say it off the air. I have something very specific throughout the. Never mind. It don't matter. I will tell you off the air because people will start doing that. I won't have a big of a
I'm
selection.
gonna put it
I'm
on
not
her
telling
page
you.
later.
I'll tell you off the air. I'm not saying it for everybody to hear.
Okay.
She doesn't want her secret story.
I don't. Because it'll reduce my
You're
inventory.
worse than a trout fisherman. You know that, right?
That's
I
okay.
understand.
Because
When I tell you why, you'll understand why I'm not going to say.
All right, tomorrow, again, we got a couple of fine folks we're going to be talking with, 3 of them, in fact. A couple of political folks.
Yes.
One running for Board of Education here in Onslow County, the other running for Lieutenant Governor.
Right.
Then we also have our favorite newspaper guy,
Oh, yes. He's,
Miller
our he's
the
my
one,
favorite.
the only
Mhm.
Chris Miller,
Right.
at about 8:40 tomorrow. And he'll bring us up to speed on what's going on in the surrounding community sports-wise.
Right.
Okay. We're going to take a break, do a little Fox News, and then at 10 o'clock, another dose of the Daily D's with Rick Dees, who will hand it off at 3 o'clock this afternoon to the man, the one, the only Hollywood man right here on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA, worldwide, WSMA971.com, 22 hours. Join us again.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Donald Trump is 2 for 2 in the Republican presidential race, winning Iowa, now New Hampshire, but Nikki Haley says there's plenty of race left to run.